Make it worse, but we'll see.
It is way worse.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So I don't know that I have a visual on this because of what I just did. Okay. So we are live.
We're live. Hello, everybody.
Except for on Instagram.
Instagram is not live. We gotta wait on Instagram.
So
is the watch party gone?
No, I'm gonna do that now.
Okay.
So we have events going on right now in the other room.
We're in Studio B because Studio C has the third virtual bourbon tasting of today going on over there.
So okay. So we have a watch party.
Hey, watch party. Hello, watch party.
Guess what's gonna happen?
Oh, we're gonna hear the watch party in a minute, right?
No.
No? You got this? Okay.
I think we've got that fixed.
Hey, look at that.
So we're testing another thing again because, you know, today's been busy.
Today has been, and tomorrow's busy. The next week is busy. October is busy.
And then
I have no idea what she's doing. Was that Instagram? Are you trying to get like? Okay.
Sorry,
Hey, does that work? Close to work?
Yes.
Is it cutting off my head?
No, you actually see a lot of the ceiling on Instagram.
That's bizarre.
That's because I just set it up and I didn't grab a tripod, so it's propped up on other equipment that's in the room.
Okay.
So, hi everybody. Tim's gonna make a flip now.
I'm gonna make a flip. What day is it?
You mean episode?
Yeah, episode. What episode is it?
Episode 43.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tim Mill with Distilled Living. Welcome to Crazy Cabin Fever's episode 43, produced by Fascination Design. We are back in Studio B because Studio C has the third virtual bourbon tasting of today going on. And as I predicted a couple episodes ago, or whenever it was, we hit our 100th booked virtual bourbon tasting today.
I'm going to pause for just a second because I'm a little bit concerned. No, mic's on.
Mic's on.
Okay.
Can people not hear me?
No, I haven't. Nobody said that yet, but it usually auto translates. And I thought it was not actually doing audio. But I think we're good.
Hey, all right. Anyway, 100th virtual bourbon tasting. It's been huge. Been like kind of crazy huge. Like we're booking them as fast as we possibly can, which is good. But it means that we have other studios working and hadn't planned as much for today. But we got some wonderful local farm eggs unwashed in the works. So this is good stuff. And we are going to do the classic egg cocktail, which is a flip. And this is going to be a cold flip or nog. Typically, we think of nog as hot. That's just how that word has evolved forward. But a nog can be cold. It was cold back in the day. That's where it started.
Like eggnog.
Like eggnog, right? So eggnog. This is going to be like a bourbon eggnog kind of thing. Well, this is a chilled version. Because we're still in the fall. We don't need a hot drink yet.
And way better than the eggnog that you would get at the grocery store.
Don't buy it. Don't buy an eggnog in a bottle. I know there are some. Although I haven't. To be fair, I've not tasted the Evan Williams. I've actually heard good things about it. If Evan Williams wants to send me a sample of that one, I'm happy to review it. Okay, so we're going to use some Rebel Yell. This is beautiful wheated bourbon. We're using this because I accidentally bought it. I thought it was 100 proof, which we're using for an event. It's not. It's the 80 proof. And I'm not a huge fan of the 80 proof. I'm a really huge fan of the 100 proof. 100 proof is fantastic. I drink it neat, drink it rocks, do cocktails with it. The 80 proof just is a little light for me, so I tend to drink it in cocktails. And you can see I've been having some cocktails with it. And there's often a sherry flip. So I want to introduce some sherry into this as well. I'm starting to run low on my Lustau Amontillado cask, but that's what we're going to use for this. So I've started with, this is actually a shaken cocktail, because that's how you're going to integrate the egg. This is, ooh. Okay, so I have crushed ice, it calls for shaved ice, down in there. And this sweetener is normally simple that you make in there. I wanted something with a little more body and a little more character, so I'm going to use a little bit of this Kentucky bourbon maple syrup from Hebron Hills that I did a little consulting work on back in the day. So this gets a whole egg. So I'm going to just put the whole egg in there. And if you're worried about it, don't worry about it. That's a nice local farm egg, and also we're gonna put booze in it, and alcohol kills germs. Okay, and a little bit of maple syrup. I'm not even really gonna measure this. I just want a touch of sweetness. I don't want it to be overly sweet. I just want a little bit of flavor. So what's that? Probably a quarter of an ounce. I mean, you can make a sweet one if you wanted. Half teaspoon, something like that. And then a little bit of cream. I'm actually gonna measure this. We'll probably do a half ounce or so of cream there. Sometimes this uses milk, sometimes this uses a lot. This is one of those that you can really fluctuate a lot with.
Is there concern about using milk and, or actually, why don't you just address using milk and bourbon at the same time?
Yeah, so milk, alcohol can cause milk to curdle and break, which is fine if you're going to separate it out. Or if you're working with milk and bourbon, you really want to dilute it and chill it first, and you probably just mix the whole thing, get some dilution on it, and then add the bourbon. It's less likely to curdle and break that way. Heavy cream almost doesn't break at all because it's just the cream portion, it's just the fat portion. If you wanted to, you could shake it before adding the booze, dilute it down that little bit, and prevent even the small chance of breaking. But I'm not even going to worry about that. I'm going to use an ounce of my sherry, which I really like.
Can you tell them a little bit about the sherry? Because it's been a little while since we used that.
So this is the Lustau Amontillado cask. This is it's a dry sherry, but it's got not too dry. It's got really good body on it. Great flavor. It's really rich. It's super nice to just drink by itself.
That one has a kind of earthy character to it, though.
A little bit, not nearly as much as the other one.
Okay.
The other Lustau is much drier. And now I'm gonna shake. Oops. Also gonna spill a little bit. Oh well, it's been a long day. So the shaved ice is going to cause dilution a lot more than hardness, which is kind of the point. We're actually going to have a lot more liquid volume coming out of this than went into it.
They're probably not going to hear you over that.
Good point.
Especially because of what I'm running it through this time.
Oh yeah, she's doing new tech. I don't know if you can tell that she's doing new tech, but we're playing with new tech. All right, I got frosting. I'm good. So what I was saying when I was trying to talk over the shaker, is that because this uses crushed ice, it chills faster, but also dilutes faster and dilutes more. And that's kind of the point. We're watering this down a little bit. So it means that the liquid volume coming out of this is actually greater than the liquid volume that goes into it by a lot, because of how much dilution we're going to get on or from the ice. I think that it's going to make like 1.5. Look at that color. Now, if I was being a purist about this, I would double strain it, because I do have some ice flecks in there, but I didn't feel like grabbing a fine mesh strainer, so.
It's delicious.
Now with flips, it's classic and I think important to add the final touch, which is a little bit of nutmeg. Nutmeg actually can be used in a lot of cocktails, those with or without cream and egg and things, but working with cream or egg or both, it really elevates the entire thing. And it's not a whole lot. You're just doing a little tiny grating over the top. And make sure you use a microplane. And fresh nutmeg, dried nutmeg, or pre-ground nutmeg is just pointless. You just lose way, way too much of the flavor and aroma out of that. And you can't really see the nutmeg on it. If you had enough nutmeg, you could see it in this drink. It would just be absolutely overwhelming. But you can see it's got a beautiful creamy character, and it's got Got a lot going on with it.
So I have a question for you.
Mhm.
Is it a sour that uses the Angostura on top, or
Sour can, yeah.
can bitters be used on a flip?
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
That is really good. I would add just a touch more
I would
sweetness to
actually
it.
add a little more sweetness to it. as well.
So probably more like because this ends up being 2 drinks.
Mhm.
I would go ahead and use a teaspoon
Yeah.
or a little more. The other thing is about maple
Go to full
syrup.
half
Maple
ounce.
syrup is a little bit softer than a simple syrup.
Mhm.
So depending on your level of interest in sweetness, it is also late at night, and Tim doesn't like sugar late
I
at
don't
night.
do
So
a lot of sugar late. That's really, I like that the way that is. But I probably would, especially if I was presenting this to someone else, I would turn up the sweetness a little bit. So I do a 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, 1 ounce, 2 ounce, and build it up that way.
So back to the question about Angostura.
I've never seen Angostura on a flip, but I don't see why that wouldn't work. It would
Just
kind
be
of
very
do the
kind
same
of
thing as the
intense.
nutmeg. I can see you using a little dropper bottle and putting some on there. That'd be really good. Especially like got some ginger bitters in there. That'd be really good on this.
Oh, the ginger would be really good even with the nutmeg.
That's a good idea. We'll throw that as an optional in the recipe when we eventually get it online.
And I do know that I'm a little bit behind on getting recipes online, and well, technically everything is sort of in Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, and somewhat in Instagram.
Oh, that's good.
But so on the website, I'm a little bit behind getting some stuff on the website. But as always, we will have the recipes online later.
Mhm.
I might not tell you when later, but it'll be soon. And as always, tune in next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you have suggestions for drinks next week, let us know.
Yeah, always looking for those. Cheers.